How's it going, everybody? I'm Kyle Reeves from NorthAlabamaHiking.com, and today I'm going to talk with you about hiking in the North Alabama, Southern Tennessee, and Tennessee Valley area. This area has a lot of diversity, and it has a lot to offer. So I'll start with Northwest Alabama. In Northwest Alabama, one of the main attractions is the Tennessee River, Wheeler Lake, Wilson Lake, and Pickwick Lake. Joe Wheeler State Park offers scenic hikes along the Wheeler Lake area, and the TVA reservation trails in Muscle Shoals, Alabama offer some great hikes along the shores of Pickwick Lake. So there's other really scenic areas in Northwest Alabama, and one of the most popular areas is the Bainkin National Forest. And inside the Bainkin National Forest is a 30,000 acre tract of land known as the Sipsey Wilderness. And the Sipsey Wilderness in itself has tons of waterfalls, creeks, the Sipsey River, and all these you can hike to. And outside the Sipsey Wilderness, in other areas of Bainkin National Forest, are several waterfalls as well. I will do a separate video on hiking in Bainkin because it's a large area and you really need to do research before you go there. Another area of interest in Northwest Alabama that many like to hike is the Cane Creek Nature Preserve in Tuscumbia, Alabama. In Tuscumbia, that is a section that is a somewhat mountainous region for this corner of the state, and it's a really scenic canyon, has some good overlooks, and has a few small waterfalls, and it's really enjoyable, a very popular spot. It's privately owned, and they open it to the public for people on the weekends. There's Dismals Canyon, which is in the Phil Campbell area. It's a very scenic spot and has small waterfalls and many call the trees. They look prehistoric. They're very large trees, very old trees, and that area has basically not been touched by man very much. And that's also the case in the Sipsey Wilderness and some of those canyons. So some very good areas in Northwest Alabama with a lot of waterfalls, and the Bainkin area especially. So now I'll move over to Northeast Alabama. Northeast Alabama is a mountainous region of the state, and the area I'll talk about is from the Huntsville, Madison area and eastward. You have Montesano State Park, DeSoto State Park, Lake Guntersville State Park, and Bucks Pocket State Park, and Cathedral Cavern State Park. Montesano, Lake Guntersville, DeSoto State Park are all kind of in the mountainous area, very scenic overlooks, and very scenic areas to hike. Cathedral Cavern State Park is a very large cave. They offer tours, and I'll do a separate video just on state parks, so if you want to catch that. But Northeast Alabama is one of the hottest caving spots in the United States. A lot of caves and things, but for hiking there's a lot of mountains, a lot of great overlooks, some waterfalls and things like that. As a matter of fact, Northeast Alabama is the southern tip of the Appalachian mountain chain, and that southern tip goes all the way down below Birmingham, Alabama, actually. And speaking of Birmingham, in that area, just east of Birmingham, not really far off Interstate 20, is Mount Chile State Park, which is in the Talladega National Forest. The highest point in the state of Alabama is Mount Chile. It's very scenic, some very great overlooks, there's some waterfalls, and it's a very good area to check out. Oak Mountain State Park, which is south of Birmingham in Pelham, Alabama, it's also very scenic with hikes up in the mountains, very scenic overlooks. They have a waterfall called Peavine Falls. It's nice to check out. And one of the other attractions over that way is Tan Hill State Park, which is a historic state park. Very educational, very neat place. You should check it out. So I'll move now to southern Middle Tennessee, and I actually have probably more sites on my website for southern Middle Tennessee than I actually do in North Alabama. And that's because there's so many hiking locations in southern Middle Tennessee. This is a very scenic area. I'll talk about South Cumberland State Park, which is more the eastern side of the southern middle section of Tennessee, around in the Winchester area. And South Cumberland, it's actually east of Winchester, I believe. And South Cumberland has it's a really big park, and it's in about 4 different sections. And it has multiple waterfalls, very scenic mountain overlooks, and it's a very popular area to hike. There's also the University of the South, Sewanee, Tennessee. This 13,000 acre campus, many hiking trails along that campus. As a matter of fact, the majority of the campus is hiking area. And it's also a very beautiful campus. So if you get a chance, go to Sewanee and hike those trails. Getting over more towards the western part of southern Middle Tennessee, you have David Crockett State Park, Big Hill Pond State Park. Those are very scenic. As a matter of fact, David Crockett is along Shoal Creek. And Shoal Creek is a tributary of the Tennessee River. It actually empties out in Florence, Alabama, and that's where it meets the Tennessee River. So, very scenic spot. And David Crockett is in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. There's also a scenic waterfall above Lawrenceburg in Summertown called Stillhouse Hollow Falls. So, southern Middle Tennessee, a lot of great mountainous hikes, a lot of scenic waterfalls. Again, and that's what you're going to get if you visit the Tennessee Valley area. Again, it is so diverse and it's so scenic. If you want mountains, if you want waterfalls, if you want hikes along the Tennessee River, this is a great place. And I hope if you've never been here that you get a chance to come visit. Again, you can go to my website at www.northalabamahiking.com for more information on these trails. I will also talk about, in future videos, I'll be talking about the state parks. I'll be talking about the Land Trust of North Alabama, Bainkin National Forest. So if you will, check in every now and again. And I appreciate you watching the video, and please like and subscribe.